You know what I'm saying?
Welcome to Mind Your Business TV, where we dive into the complexities of current events and explore their deeper implications on our communities. Today, we're discussing the tragic murder of Memphis rapper Young Dolph and how key figures like Yo Gotti's brother, Big Jook, and Hernandez Govan allegedly exploited the financial vulnerabilities of the young men involved in his killing. In this case, Justin Johnson and Cornelius Smith were manipulated into committing a heinous crime with promises of money and influence. Big Jook reportedly orchestrated the $100,000 hit on Young Dolph, using his position of power to lure these men into a life-altering mistake. Johnson, left with just $800 for his part, is a chilling reminder of how young men in our community can be misled when faced with financial desperation. 9 Source. This case isn't just about the individuals involved. It's about the larger issue of how financial pressures and a lack of proper guidance can push young men into destructive decisions. As leaders in the Black community, we must strive to set better examples for our youth. It's critical to offer mentorship, opportunities, and hope so that young Black men see their value beyond quick money and street fame. At Mind Your Business TV, we challenge the community to take responsibility. Be the mentors, role models, and business leaders that our young people need to stay on a positive path. Let's build up rather than tear down. Stay tuned for more insights and ways to uplift our community. In the trial for the 2021 murder of Memphis rapper Young Dolph, a major verdict was reached on September 26, 2024. Justin Johnson, also known as Straight Drop, was found guilty of first-degree murder, conspiracy to commit first-degree murder, and being a convicted felon in possession of a firearm. The jury deliberated for about 4 hours before delivering the verdict. Johnson was sentenced to life in prison for the murder, with further sentencing on the other charges set for November. During the trial, Johnson's co-defendant, Cornelius Smith, testified that they carried out the hit on Young Dolph as part of a $100,000 contract allegedly arranged by Anthony Mims, also known as Big Jook, Yo Gotti's brother. Smith revealed that the payment was never fully delivered, and he received only $800. Big Jook himself was killed earlier this year, in what many believe to be retaliation for his role in organizing the hit. This conviction marks a significant step in securing justice for Young Dolph, whose death deeply impacted his family, fans, and the Memphis community. 8 Source, 9 Source, 10 Source. Theory: Yo Gotti's role in the Young Dolph murder. The rivalry between Yo Gotti and Young Dolph, which began as a feud over music, grew into something far darker, culminating in the murder of Young Dolph in 2021. A plausible theory is that Yo Gotti, frustrated by their ongoing beef and Young Dolph's public jabs at his character, convinced his brother Anthony Mims, aka Big Jook, to find people who would be willing to carry out the hit on Dolph. Given Jook's close proximity to street activity and his ability to influence others, it's conceivable that Yo Gotti, a high-profile figure with a reputation to uphold, avoided getting his hands directly involved, but orchestrated events behind the scenes. Jook, likely under pressure to maintain family loyalty and preserve his brother's standing, allegedly reached out to people like Justin Johnson and Cornelius Smith, exploiting their financial vulnerabilities to have them carry out the murder. Jook, acting on Yo Gotti's behalf, reportedly promised a significant financial reward, $100,000, to incentivize these men. However, the reality turned out much darker, with Johnson and Smith receiving only a fraction of what was promised, further highlighting how manipulation and desperation played a crucial role in the tragic chain of events. 10 Source. Financial responsibility: Yo Gotti's accountability. Though Yo Gotti may not have physically participated in the murder, as the one allegedly orchestrating the events, he bears financial and moral responsibility for everyone now in prison. The young men involved in the crime, Justin Johnson, Cornelius Smith, and even Hernandez Govan, were pawns in a larger feud that they had little personal stake in, other than the lure of financial gain. By using his influence and money to perpetuate this violence, Yo Gotti essentially set these young men up for failure, leading them down a path that resulted in imprisonment and, in the case of his own brother, divorce. Given the allegations of Yogadi's involvement, it's reasonable to argue that he should face legal and financial consequences. If evidence surfaces linking him directly to the planning or financial arrangement of the hit, he could potentially be held liable for conspiracy to commit murder. Beyond legal repercussions, the moral weight of his actions speaks volumes. Yogadi's decisions not only ended Young Dolph's life, but also destroyed the lives of those around him, including his brother, Big Juk, who was later killed in what many believe to be a retaliatory act, source. Justice in this case should include a deeper investigation into Yogadi's involvement. If found complicit, he should face the full extent of the law. As a major figure in the hip-hop community, he also has a responsibility to reflect on the impact of his actions and the lives that have been irreparably damaged because of a senseless feud. Speech. If you can't do the time, don't do the crime. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for taking the time to hear me today. I want to speak to you about a crucial lesson that many of us often overlook in moments of desperation or anger. If you can't do the time, don't do the crime. In today's world, it's easy to get caught up in the pursuit of material things, money, status, power. We see people flaunting expensive cars, jewelry, and lifestyles, and it feels like that's the only way to be seen or respected. But what many of us fail to understand is that those things are fleeting. Freedom, on the other hand, is priceless. Once you lose it, you lose your ability to make decisions for yourself, your ability to see your loved ones, and your ability to shape your future. It's a reality that countless people who sit behind bars wish they had considered earlier. They didn't think about the cost of their actions when they were chasing that quick money, or when they let their tempers flare in the heat of the moment. They weren't prepared for the years, or even decades, of time they'd have to serve. The harsh truth is, no material object is worth your freedom, your future, or your peace of mind. Violence is not the answer. Violence, especially, is never the answer. We all know how easy it is to get caught up in conflicts. Someone disrespects you, someone threatens you, and it feels like the only way to regain your power is to strike back. But in reality, violence only adds to the cycle of pain, suffering, and regret. It puts you in a position where you're at the mercy of the justice system, and more often than not, you end up losing more than the other person ever could. Sometimes, walking away is the strongest, smartest thing you can do. People may call it weakness, but it takes real strength to choose peace over pride. It takes wisdom to realize that your life is more valuable than proving a point or getting revenge. Too many lives have been lost because someone made the wrong choice in a split second. Too many families have been broken because someone couldn't walk away from a situation that, in the grand scheme of things, wasn't worth the cost. Don't lose your freedom over material things. We live in a world that tells us material things define us, but I'm here to tell you that they don't. True value comes from who you are as a person, not what you wear, what you drive, or how much money you have. Don't let the pressure to keep up make you lose sight of what's truly important. Your future is worth more than any flashy object or moment of rage. The choice is yours. At the end of the day, the choice is always yours. You have the power to control your actions, to think before you act, and to decide that your life, your freedom, and your peace of mind are worth more than any temporary satisfaction. If you can't do the time, don't do the crime.